Okay, where do we stand?
Your Honor, I think we have a proposed agreement. I would, however, like to offer petitioners Exhibit 1, which is a copy of the safety plan.
Okay, I just now received that. I haven't looked at it yet, but let me just pull it up real quick.
Okay.
Teresa, I don't know that I've ever received a copy.
I just sent it out, James. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
think I was going to need it, but I think I do, just to make sure that the parents are on the same page, the department is on the same page, and all the attorneys and the court are aware of what that safety plan exactly is.
Okay, and I see the parents signed it, so it was gone over with them.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, has everybody seen Exhibit 1?
Let me grab it real quick.
I'm reading it now, Judge.
I'll wait for y'all to read it and tell me what I need to read.
And I guess, are you gonna call a witness? I just had a question. Is Miss Flemings in the home by herself with the children, or is she in supervision with the other individuals?
So I plan to call Ms. Flemings as a witness first, just to make sure that our bases are covered this morning. I will let the attorneys and the court know. My concern is that Ms. Flemings, and Mr. Craver appear to be at the same location at this time. And so I think I want reassurance before we proceed today and announce the agreement and ask the court to approve it, that the child is not there in the home that they're at, because there's two children and one of them is an infant. I think that's my concern for today, and making sure that that's not the situation. I really would like for this case to work out with the safety plan in place. So
And if I could we have one request only, Judge. We're in agreement with everything. The only request is that we come back like in 30 days. I don't know what you normally like to do, but it is a hardship being on the house. So we'd like you to review it in 30 days. And as far as Teresa's comment, I've been assured there's no children in the home. And my understanding is the safety agreement is there's no problem with the two of them being around each other as long as the children are not present.
thank you, James. I appreciate that reassurance. I think that's what I needed to know. So, Your Honor, with that, I feel confident about announcing an agreement. Courtney, did you want to call a witness before we did that?
No, I think I misunderstood. I don't know if we had previous emails, but I thought mom was supervised, but it doesn't appear that she is at this point.
That's correct. Are you still in agreement with the proposal we had previously sent?
Yes, and I just want to clarify. Yes. And Mr. Saint, you just might want to follow up with your client if he has any bond conditions. Just
I did,
Okay.
and he's had. I think there were conditions originally that he's had lifted.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound like the DA's office, but okay.
Okay, I'll talk with him again though, just to make sure.
Okay, then if someone wants to announce the agreement real quickly, we're run out of time for this hearing today. If we don't have an agreement, I can either move it late today or we can reset it. So what do you think the agreement is?
Your Honor, I believe that the agreement is that the parents agree to work services as laid out in the department's petition. That includes the domestic violence classes for the mother, as well as the BIP program for the father. The children are back in the home with Ms. Taja Flemings. There is a safety plan in place. At this time, I offer petitioners Exhibit number 1.
All right. Has everybody seen it now? Any objections?
No objection.
No objections.
All right. Petitioners 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that lays out the conditions that the father can have visitation with the children. And in short, Your Honor, the father can have visitation with the children supervised by the grandparents, a great grandmother specifically named in this safety plan, as long as Taja is not there at the same time as well. And I believe that sums up the department's agreement with the family. We're really hopeful that this young couple will work services and get back on track.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Archer, is this your client's agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Saint. Your client's agreement?
Yes, Judge.
And Ms. Wiggins, you're in agreement.
Yes, Judge.
All right. And I have no problem. I can set compliance hearings whenever. So I'll look for a date about a month out.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I will approve that agreement. I will order that the parents work the services as set out in the department's petition. I will order that the safety plan, which has been the conditions of the safety plan involving Mr. Craver's visitation, will be incorporated into the court order. That's petitioner's one, which was admitted today. We have hearings on May 12th. It's 2 days short of a month from now. Does that work for everyone?
Your Honor, I think we have a big final set that day. If we could go either a little before or a little bit after, that would be preferable for the department.
All right, so Brittany, give me something close to a month out on a day that we're not just swamped.
Okay, let's see. I can do it Friday, May 16th or Monday, May 19th.
Okay. Either one of those work for everyone?
Both of those work fine for me, Your Honor.
Usually,
Um,
usually
I have
Fridays
a-
aren't- What?
I have a hearing on the 16th in another county at 9. I don't know if that would conflict or not. The 19th, I'm open.
I start a CPS trial in Gray on the 19th, especially set.
Okay, we'll do it on the 16th. How long do you think your hearing will take, Mr. Saint, that starts at 9?
Let me double check which court that's in because that can vary.
And Brittany, I don't know how many we have set on the 16th.
Yeah,
Um,
and it'll probably be a little later because I always do the other counties first and then I will put Randall at the end. So I
Okay,
can,
That's fine. Then it starts at 9. It'd probably be done in 15 or 20 minutes, an hour at the worst.
okay. Well, I just won't announce the time yet. We'll do what we always do. I'm sure we don't have the 16th docket set as far as times, but we'll be sure. We'll make a note, Mr. Saint, to set that either late morning or early afternoon. Just we won't interfere with your case is what I'm saying.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, then. Well, then I have announced the ruling, and we've set the compliance hearing, our next hearing for May 16th. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket or talk to your lawyers a day or two before May 16th, and we'll have an exact time that we're going to hold that hearing that day. So, okay, I appreciate y'all working that out. We'll stand in recess. For those of you involved, I'll be back here in just a couple of minutes to call in. Miss Archer, can you unmute? Well, maybe she's not with us. Maybe it just.
Yeah. Well, she sent me the link and said she was tied up in a district court and asked me if I would step in and fill me in on the case and what's going on with
Okay.
the files.
Well, we'll go ahead. Maybe she's not there. Maybe her secretary just went ahead and joined the link or something. I don't know. But if she chimes in, then we'll let you go.
Yes, if she's here, I'm out.
Okay. All right. I will call Randall County case cause number. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Saint is with us representing the father, Mr. Craver, who is with us. And Ms. Riley is substituting for Ms. Archer representing the mother, Ms. Flemons, who is with us. That's all the parties. I have Erica Smith and Pamela Pierce in the waiting room.
Thank you, Your Honor. Erica Smith is my worker, the FPSS worker, and Pamela is the supervisor.
Okay.
Yes.
Then both of you.
Their mother is Tasha Flemons, is that correct?
Yes,
And their father is Christopher Craver, is that correct?
yes,
Now, in your court report, you have Mr. Craver listed as stepfather. Is that a typo?
yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Can I please get an update on how Polar is doing?
Polar is doing well. She is very active little girl. She loves to play with her sister and her little brother. She's doing good in school. She does have autism and a speech impediment. She does get frustrated if you can't understand her, but she's working well with her speech therapist that sees her at school and at home. And she's doing good and thriving.
Okay, that is great. Can I get an update on Declan, please?
Yes, Declan is doing well also. She's doing good in school. Mom did report that she is a little behind in reading, but they're looking at doing some summer school with her. But she's also very active and loves to be with her siblings as well. She is always helping mom do something, and with her with her little brother or her sister. She's doing really well also.
Great. And can I get an update on Jackson, please?
Yes, Jackson he's a little cutie. I think he's starting to warm up to me. He smiles at me the whole time I'm visiting the family. He's very active as well. He is a really good little boy. I've never really seen him cry or fuss or anything. He is attached to mom. He loves his sisters. He's always wanting to run and play with them, and that mom does really good about as far as keeping him safe and out of harm. But he's doing really good in on development, for development.
That is great to hear. And I know it's only been a month since this temporary order for participation services was ordered, but has Ms. Flemings been able to start any of her services?
She has. She's doing really well. She has done her assessment for the WAVE program. That assessment was good. She was actually referred to do the program, but the assessor had scheduled her to do it out, not starting until towards the end of June, because of the fact that she's fixing to have a baby. And she wanted Tasha to be able to be with the baby and get some of the newness out before that program started. So I was actually going to see if there was any way that we could maybe add some at the domestic violence support and anger management stuff in with our parenting, because our human services technician who is doing parenting with her also does that program as well. And she can do that as well as the parenting.
Okay. And Erica, let me ask a clarifying question. Are we asking the court to order anger management and domestic violence group support group in lieu of that WAVE program or in addition to the WAVE program?
In lieu of it, so that she doesn't have to wait until the end of June to start that.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Are there any other services that Ms. Flemings has been able to start on this short time frame?
She had to reschedule her first counseling session because she thought she was going into labor. But she has her first session next week. She also has, her OSAR assessment was going to be scheduled, but I did get information on that this morning and was told that she's not eligible for that program because she has to have positive drug testing within the past 60 days in order to have an assessment done. So she won't be eligible to do that assessment.
Okay. To your knowledge, are there any substance abuse concerns with Ms. Flemings?
No, there's not.
Okay. Let's see here. And so are we asking for that OSAR to be upon a drug test, a positive drug screen, or some type of substance use?
Yes, we will do random drug testing just because there is a past history of that, and that's just a requirement of the department. So if by chance in the future, if a drug test is positive, then at that point we would ask her to do an assessment.
Okay, thank you. And does that sum up the services that Ms. Flemings has been able to initiate?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Can I get an update on Christopher Craver?
Yes. He did his OSAR assessment. I'm sorry, he's been referred to his OSAR assessment, and that will be set up next week. He has been set up with his parenting classes, and I believe that's going to start next week as well. His counseling appointment is on Monday. He did his BIP intake yesterday, and he will begin those classes on Wednesday, I believe is what he told me. And that's where he's at.
Okay, so both parents in this limited time have been able to start at least a couple of these services. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in regards to the safety plan, what is the current safety plan for the family?
The safety plan is that both of the parents, I'm sorry, Mr. Craver has to be supervised with the children, and Taja and Mr. Craver cannot be together around the children. We did put a stipulation in there that he can be at the hospital for the birth of the baby. But as of right now, we still have supervision in place because we have to see some progress in services before we can lift any supervision.
And is it correct that domestic violence is the reason for the department's involvement at this time?
Yes,
And that the father pled guilty to assault causing bodily injury, family violence,
yes,
and he's currently on deferred adjudication. Would you agree?
yes.
Now, Ms. Smith, did you have time to review that removal affidavit when you took the case on?
I did not.
Okay, alrighty. Considering that neither parent has been able to fully address the issues of domestic violence, would you agree that at this time the safety plan is in the best interest of the children?
Yes, I do.
Would you also agree that hypothetically, if both parents were to reside or be together in the home with the children, it would be a danger to the children?
I do.
Okay. And you have already explained to the court that there's an exemption for the baby's birth and that supervising parties would be there as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in your opinion, at what point do you think it would be more appropriate for the family to reunify together in one household?
When we do look at the safety plans every 30 days, and at that point, we look and see every month I do contact service providers and I get an update on where the parents are on their services, and I get an update on their progress as well. If they're doing well on their progress and I get opinions from the service providers as far as how they feel like the parents are doing also, then I take those into consideration as well as how far we've gotten in the case. And that pretty much will determine what our next step is, whether we allow the parent to move back into the home under no supervision, or we allow the parent to move back into the home with still having some supervision, like having grandparents drop in and do some visitation.
And let me interrupt you. For clarification, the father has agreed to be outside of the home. Is that correct?
Yes.
And was that a part of a safety plan in order to help the department avoid removing the children?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And would you agree that a more appropriate time for the father to return home would be once he has gone through the BIP course and once the mother has addressed those anger issues in the event that the court orders the anger management and the domestic violence support group?
Yes. Well, we would not ask him to do the whole program before we would lift supervision.
Okay. Now, right now, Ms. Lemons has 3 kids in the home with her. Would you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree that she needs help in the home to raise those children? But she's doing a good job. Would you agree with that?
She is.
Okay. Do you believe that the danger to the children outweighs the father's presence in the home to help with those children?
Yes.
Do you believe that Ms. Lemons should be able to rely more heavily on her family when the time comes for the new baby to be here as well?
Yes.
Okay. Are we asking the court to continue this order for temporary participation in services for the best interest of the children?
Yes.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Riley, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Saint.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Ms. Smith, I think you said you did not review the affidavit. Is that correct?
I'm correct.
Okay. Were you aware that the allegations included intoxication by Mr. Craver?
I did know of the alcohol use, yes.
And his deferred adjudication, he has to check in with probation regularly, correct?
Correct.
And they're supervising his deferred adjudication.
Yes.
And he's being tested by probation.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of eyes on this family, right? Or at least on Mr. Craver. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And as you pointed out, Miss Flemings is about to give birth. Is that correct?
Yes,
But you still feel that him being in the home at all to help with the children is too big of a risk of danger.
at this point, yes.
And why is that?
I believe that the concerns are just too new, and there just hasn't been enough time for them to work services and really understand and do what they, as far as get things underneath their belt, as far as getting support and going through those classes and learning what they need to do in order to mitigate those situations if it were to occur again.
And neither parent has dragged their feet as far as getting services started. Is that fair to say?
No, sir.
In fact, they actually reached out immediately to try to get those set up. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you have no concerns about their willingness to do their services.
No, not at all.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Just for the record, I misspoke when I said that Miss Wiggins was with us. She's not, but she has sent me her recommendations, which I'll read when we get there. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Gutierrez, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, but I have a couple of follow-up questions for Ms. Smith.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Smith, is it correct that probation doesn't supervise the parents in the home with the children?
Correct.
Is it correct that they are not monitoring the safety of the children?
Correct.
Okay. Would you agree that accepting responsibility for one's actions is the first step to addressing them?
Yes.
But would you also agree that there's a lot of work that follows that first step?
Absolutely.
Now, something else I wanted to address, since it sounds like the father is considering going back into the home. I believe in your court report, Ms. Flemings had stated she didn't want to do couples counseling, and then her attorney informed you that they were going to get a divorce. Is that correct?
At that time, yes.
And based on that information, is it also correct that you did not include couples counseling, or you didn't go back and add couples counseling that had already been ordered to the safety plan?
Yes.
So right now on the record, are we clarifying to both parents that couples counseling has been ordered and the department is wanting them to complete that service?
Yes.
I pass the witness again, Your Honor.
All right, anyone else have further questions?
No, Your Honor.
I do just briefly, Judge, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Ms. Smith, I know you just testified that probation isn't monitoring, but you're aware that the Department of Probation does and go do home visits, correct?
Correct.
And because Mr. Craver pled to a domestic violence offense, he's actually on the domestic violence caseload for the Department of Probation, correct?
Correct.
And they have many conditions that are above and beyond the normal conditions for those that have committed an act of domestic violence.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. I don't know that my witness knows this information.
Well, if she doesn't, she can say, I don't know. So, overrule.
I do not know because I haven't been able to get in touch with his probation officer. I've tried, but I haven't heard back from her.
All right. And so would that be then the same that you don't have currently a copy of his TRAS as well to know what his risk assessment was with the Department of Probation?
Correct.
Okay. Would you agree that seeing the TRAS would be very helpful in making a determination about what risk level he is to Ms. Flemings?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to speculation.
Sustain.
Okay. Are you aware that the TRAS does actually indicate that the purpose of it is to determine that it's an evidence-based tool that determines—
Your Honor, I'm going to object to attorney testifying at this time and facts not in evidence.
Overrule. I mean, she can say whether or not she's aware of whatever Miss Archer was. I'm sorry, Miss Riley was in the process of asking.
Are you aware that the TRAS is an evidence-based tool to determine the risk level that an offender presents?
I am not.
Okay. Do you have any understanding of what the TRAS is?
I do not.
Okay. Do you think do you work with the Department of Probation when you're supervising a family where the person is on probation as well?
Normally, whenever I talk to probation, it's to ask what their restrictions are and what services they're supposed to be doing, and to get updates on how they're doing on probation.
All right. Do you think it would be helpful, though, to get the results of a risk assessment on Mr. Craver to help determine what needs to happen?
That would be helpful, yes.
Okay. And is that something that you're willing to inquire of?
Absolutely.
All right. Now you said something about couples counseling, though, and I just want to kind of inquire on that. Have you spoken to anyone with the WAVE program and about whether or not couples counseling is contraindicated for the WAVE program and for BIP?
I have not, but couples counseling would be something that we would do after they would complete their individual counseling.
Okay,
We
I
would
understand.
I'm sorry. We would make sure that the counselor was at the point where they felt like they were ready for the couples counseling.
I understand. I'm sorry. I thought it was going on at the same time. I apologize. And then what services or what support does Ms. Flemons have if Mr. Craver is not there after the birth of her child in the home?
She has a very supportive family.
All right, pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else? Further questions for Ms. Smith?
No, Your Honor, no further questions. The department rests. I have no additional witnesses, Your Honor. We do ask that mother's requirement to complete WAVE be replaced with the domestic violence support group and the anger management.
Okay. Now, Ms. Smith, maybe I'd heard it wrong. I thought you said that the mother's anger management and the domestic violence group would be done through her parenting, that she wouldn't have to do a separate anger management and the domestic violence program. That would be all wrapped into her parenting. Was I wrong on that?
No, that's correct.
Okay.
We have our human services technician. She does parenting in the home, but she also has a in-home program that goes over domestic violence and anger management as well.
So basically, the domestic violence group and anger management will all be rolled into the counseling, that she won't have to do the other two.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to have to ask some clarifying questions. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Erica, the judge just asked if anger management and domestic violence support group would be rolled into counseling. Did you mean parenting?
Parenting. I'm sorry, I meant
Parenting.
Okay. And then in addition to that, is this domestic violence support group and anger management, are these separate programs?
Yes, they would be separate.
So logistically, how would that work? She would do a parenting class and they would add in those programs as well with the parenting?
So she would work with her on parenting, and she does like 4 sessions of parenting, and then she would work with her on the anger management, and she would do the 4 sessions on anger management, and then she would work with her on domestic violence.
So these are not necessarily issues that are going to be addressed in parenting classes or the parenting program, but they're going to be done by the same person that does that. Is that correct?
Correct. It could interconnect, because we do have the parenting that goes over domestic violence and how it interacts with children.
Okay. Your Honor, I think the best I can do is make a request that that the anger management and domestic violence support group be handled with the parenting program. It sounds like they could be intertwined, but are also separate.
I know what I'm going to order, so yeah.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Ms. Riley, did you have any witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Saint.
Yes, sir. I would like to call Christopher Craver.
All right, Mr. Craver, if you'd unmute.
I do.
All right, Mr. Saint?
Thank you. Mr. Craver, as was testified, you did plead guilty and were given deferred adjudication regarding the incident that started this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you agreed to move out of the home at the start of this case to make it possible or to assure that the children would be with their mother. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And has that been a burden on you and the mother of the children and the children themselves?
I mean, I have to pay rent where I live, rent at the apartment, the electricity at the apartment. I've been still keeping up with all the bills, but it's not a burden to take care of my kids.
Okay. But I know it's not a burden to take care of your kids, but is it harder on on the mother to have to take care of them physically without you around?
Absolutely.
Okay. And do you have visits with your children?
Yes, sir, I do.
How often?
Whenever I get a chance, really. I've gone with my parents a couple of times, and they'll come over to my parents' house whenever we're all there, and kind of like play some pool or cook out, or just kind of have a good time whenever we can.
What are you asking the judge to do today?
Whatever he feels is correct. I would like to be able to go home and see my children on a regular basis because I know that they miss me. I would also want to be able to help her with the kids and Jackson, who is a handful, while she has the new baby.
Okay. Now, obviously, the court had some concerns about what happened, or else we wouldn't be here today. What can you do to alleviate, or what have you done, and what can you do to alleviate any concerns the court may have?
Well, I've given a lot of space and I've had a lot of time to think and reflect on my own actions, which I knew it was wrong as soon as I did it. And I've taken all the steps to get into these classes so that they understand that I'm serious about wanting to be there to take care of my wife and my kids.
Okay.
I know that I'm seen as a danger.
Okay. And
but I know my kids and my wife want me to be home.
Well, I know the judge is very familiar with what a deferred adjudication is, but as part of yours, you're not allowed to have any firearms, correct?
Correct.
You can't go to bars or anything like that, correct?
Correct.
In fact, you're not to consume alcohol at all, correct?
Correct.
Right. What other requirements are there as part of your deferred?
Just to comply with the CPS, I did request for, since I hadn't heard anything about anger management, I had asked my probation officer, Miss Stephanie Moreno, if she had any services that I could get into, and that's one that I have an anger management course I'm going to get set up for very soon. I just have a lot on my plate with work and
have you spoken? Have you spoken to Taja about moving back in the home?
Yeah, we said that was the outcome that we would hope for today. But if it's not, we'll still comply with whatever's being told.
Right. You'll comply with whatever the judge orders, but you're asking that you be able to return to the home, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she told you that's what she wanted as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you realize that if the judge allows that, whether it's today or at any time, you're going to be living in a fishbowl and you're going to have to follow the rules to a T.
Absolutely.
And do you understand that if you don't, you could risk your children being removed from both you and Miss Flemings and going into foster care?
I do understand.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Mr. Craver, when is Miss Fleming's due date?
The 25th, but they are going to be inducing her next week.
Okay.
If she doesn't have it by then.
All right. Okay. Miss Gutierrez, any questions for Mr.
Yes,
Craver?
Your Honor. Mr. Craver, I believe that Erica testified that you just signed a new safety plan 2 days ago. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then in that safety plan, you agreed
That
to
was
remain
yesterday.
out. Okay, and you agreed to remain outside of the home and not to be with Taja and the kids together. Is that correct?
Yes, that is what I agreed to.
At this time, is that still your agreement?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so going back to the incidents and the domestic violence, Polar was present for some of that, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
And in fact, in the removal affidavit, it has her as stating that her daddy makes her feel uncomfortable because he tried to kill, choke, and punch her mom. Is that correct? Did you do those things in front of Polar?
I did strike
Okay,
and
pass the witness.
put her on the ground.
Pass
Miss,
the witness.
all right. Anyone else have further questions for Mr. Craig?
I do not.
All right
No,
then.
Your Honor.
All right then, Mr. Sain, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then, as I stated, Ms. Wiggins could not be here. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm just going to read you the email she sent. Courtney recommends that the order continue, both parents continue with services, the children to remain with mother. She does not believe it's in the best interest of the children for the father to return home if that is requested. So that's her recommendation. So, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll order obviously that the parents continue working the services as previously ordered. I'll order that the anger management and the domestic violence group that were recommended as services for mother will be accomplished through the same provider as is doing her parenting classes. That's the best way I know how to word it. So be sure we're all clear. She will not be required to do the separate anger management and the separate domestic violence group. It'll all be wrapped into parenting, even if they do it one step at a time. So I'll order that Ms. Flemings only be required to do an OSAR assessment if she tests positive for any illegal substances. And I guess because what I read, maybe at one point there was a divorce being considered. I'll just order couples counseling will be ordered if the parents intend to reunify. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue the safety plan as of today, but I've got several dates. I'm going to have us come back on June 9th for our next compliance hearing. From what I heard, Ms. Flemings will have had her new baby, and we'll just see how the family's progressing or struggling with that safety plan. We're gonna visit this one a lot more often than we typically would on one of these cases. So that will be our next compliance hearing on June 9th. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket or talk to your lawyers a day or two before June 9th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. So.
And Your Honor, since Mr. Craver has testified about wanting to go back in the home and that's what Taja is wanting, we are asking for that couples counseling just to be ordered, since it sounds like that condition has been met through the testimony today.
Okay, well, I've ordered it if they intend to reunify, and if they tell the worker we intend to reunify, then that is my order that they do couples counseling. So, okay, this was our last hearing for the day, so we will stand. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Ms. Lucero is covering for Mr. Saint, who represents the father, Mr. Craver, who is with us. And Ms. Archer is with us representing the mother, Ms. Flemings, who is with us. That's all the parties. I have Erica Smith in the waiting room.
That's my witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
And are you assigned to help Taja Flemings and Christopher Craver with their services in this participation case?
Yes, I am.
Now, we were just here on May 16th, 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you could give us an update for each child and also tell us about the new baby, that would be great.
Okay. Polar is doing very well. She is a very hyper young little girl. But she can be also very quiet. She likes to play her games, and she actually just turned 7. And Declan is also, they're pretty much a lot alike. They offset each other though as well. Declan is also active and she likes to be around her mama a lot. She also likes to help with her brother Jackson, who is as well active. All the children are very active. They keep their mom running. Jackson he's all over the place. He's the cutest little boy ever. He is he's not talking yet. He's nonverbal, but he can tell you what he wants, and if you don't listen, he will let you know about it. And then Mrs. Sani the other day when I saw her, she had just turned 2 weeks. Of course, she's as quiet as quiet can be, and she's very used to all the noise going on because she just sleeps right through it.
Okay, great. And with Miss Flemings, I know it's still pretty early in the case. How is she doing? Or let me phrase it this way. Are there any updates on Miss Flemings' services since the last hearing?
Yes, she's progressed more on services. She has done I believe 2 more individual sessions, and she's also done they've also done another couples counseling session. I take that back. I believe they've done 2 couples counseling sessions because they had just started that. And I believe that's it.
Okay, is she, if I can ask the court, Your Honor, is her feed stalling a little bit on y'all's side, or is it just on my side?
I had a couple of breakups, but I kind of made out what she said. I don't know. Amy, are you having trouble with it? Yeah. You're okay? Amy's okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about that, Erica. Okay, can we get an update? I know you mentioned that Christopher and Taja had started couples counseling. Are there any updates on Mr. Craver's progress on services since we were last here in May?
Yes. He has as well done a couple more individual counseling sessions as well as the couples counseling. The counselor states that even though it's early, they are both very eager to make the changes that are needed. He has also worked on his BIP classes, and I believe he had already done 1, and he is up to 3 sessions, and this week will be his 4th session. And then he has also completed 3 parenting classes as well.
And how many classes total are there in that parenting program?
I don't know exactly how many parenting classes, but they did tell me that his last class would be on August 12th.
Okay, so he is progressing along. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, is there an updated safety plan for the family?
There is.
Can you please tell us in detail what that is?
Yes. Sorry, So the new safety plan states that maternal grandmother agrees to supervise Taja and Christopher during waking hours at their home when Christopher and Taja are together with the children. Maternal great-grandmother agrees to supervise Taja and Christopher during waking hours at their home when Taja and Christopher are together with the children. the supervising party agrees to stay at the home when until the family goes to bed. Taja and or Christopher will notify Dorothy or Kimberly when they awaken in the morning to come to the home. And then if anything happens on the safety plan on the weekends or after hours, then they will notify statewide intake they would notify statewide intake for anything that's needed.
Okay. Why do we feel that supervision is still necessary for the father and mother when they're together with the kids?
We feel like the supervision is still needed just because there just hasn't been enough time, enough progress on this services. And that just do more services means more education. And that just makes it where the parents they're understanding more and they're getting more tools under their belt in order to understand and be able to eliminate any issues in the future.
Now, for clarification, am I correct in interpreting the safety plan in that the parents are not supervised overnight? Is that correct?
Correct.
And are they or are they not supervised on weekends?
They are.
Okay. They are supervised?
Yes. So anytime that they are awake, they are being supervised. There's a couple of reasons why we did that. The main reason why we did that is because of their lease agreement. They are not allowed to have anybody at their home more than 3 days per their lease agreement, or they could take the chance of being evicted. And we did not want to put them in that situation. Also, yes, there could be a situation that happens overnight, but there's less chance of anything happening overnight while they're sleeping than happening when they're awake together.
Are there any recommended services for the children or the parents that we are asking the court to order today?
And just let me interrupt. Amy, she paused, but I think it caught up to her, and I think that's all she said.
It did. She paused there, like I didn't hear 4 words, but then it caught it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Erica, are there any recommended services for the children or parents that we are asking the court to order today?
No.
Okay. Are there any drug screens that we're asking the court to order today?
No.
Right. Is there anything else you feel is important for us to share with the court today?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. I pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Archer.
Ms. Smith, do you feel like the children would actually be in danger if they were unsupervised in the day, as long as the parents were still doing the services?
I believe that we still need some supervision to make sure that the parents are using the education that they have learned so far and that they are going to continue using that education going forth. And by us having somebody in the home to supervise them, I will be able to communicate with that person to make sure that that is happening. And that will show me that whether we need to continue doing that or how long we need to continue doing that.
So we don't really have a timeline on that part as of yet.
No, we don't.
So right now, when the parents wake up, they call the maternal grandma and she comes over, or does mom take the kids to maternal grandmas?
They are to call either maternal grandmother or great grandmother to come over. I know that.
So they don't have to, the visits don't have to be at the great grandma's or grandma's house then.
No, that's their choice.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Miss Lucera.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Smith, so the parents are living in the same home with the children at this time, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then does Mr. Carver, is he employed? Or Craver, I'm sorry, is he employed?
he is.
And do you know what hours he works and which days of the week he works?
I do not. I know that they vary.
Okay. And so if he gets up and goes to work, there's no need for anyone to be there supervising. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then, but at this point, the department doesn't think really the kids are in danger or any kind of safety issues at nighttime. I know you said that the chance is lower, but apparently y'all feel comfortable enough that they can be in the same home under the same roof, I guess, during the nighttime hours, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you've also stated that they've started these services and they're doing really well. The mom's even completed some services, even though she's got a 2-week-old baby, correct?
Yes.
And and the father's already completed or will have completed 4 BIP classes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say that the parties didn't have to be supervised. Could the department, are you in a position or someone else maybe to help you just to kind of monitor the situation without having to have a family member there?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Archer asked you how long this plan is. I mean, what is it? Are y'all wanting a couple of more weeks? I mean, what is it that these parents have to show to where they won't, be required to have somebody supervising them when they're together during the daytime hours?
So what we are wanting is it's pretty much time because there's, like Mr. Craver has to do 24 classes of BIP. And so far he's done 3. So that doesn't show that there's been much learned as far as being able to learn and develop different mindsets, different skills on what to do in that situation if it happens again. So we want to know that he's been able to do enough classes that he's going to know what to do in that situation next time and that it's not going to happen again.
Okay. And I understand that as far as now, 24, you're looking at it takes 6 months, approximately 6 months to complete the BIP program if they're done weekly. So how many classes, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but through your staffing, how many classes is enough for that will satisfy the department?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to speculation. I think Ms. Smith as well has testified that it's also the time frame of demonstrating the changes as well. So I'm going to object to that question.
Sustained. I suspect each person taking the BIP class maybe moves at a different pace. So I do believe it would be speculation.
Okay. Well, what about time? You talked about time. How much time do you want to see the parties doing well before y'all aren't requiring this safety plan?
So just like Ms. Gutierrez said, I want to see that there's been change and that he can demonstrate the behavioral changes. And with having a supervising party in the house, that I can verbally talk to and they can let me know that, well, this happened, so and this is what they demonstrated by this happening, then I can see that change is being made and it's consistent. So it could be a month or it could be longer. I do not know.
Okay. All right, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, just looking back, April 14th, 25 was when we put the OTP in place. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we've had a little less than 2 months in this case. Would you agree?
Yes.
And in regards to the progress, I mean, it seems like we've already reintegrated Mr. Craver back in the home. So that's already progress that the department has compromised given their services completed. Would you be fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And so at this point, domestic violence obviously was the cause for the order to participate. Is that right?
Yes.
And so what you're saying is you'd like to see them monitored at home to make sure if they come into an argument that it's resolved by using what he's learned from BIP and that the monitor can then inform the department that's working.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further of this witness?
Just very briefly,
Uh-huh.
Ms. Smith, are you aware that there was a previous removal case regarding Christopher and Taja?
Yes, I am.
And are you aware that as a part of that family plan of service in that removal case, Mr. Craver was required to complete the batter's intervention and prevention program?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that weighs in favor of not lifting the safety plan at this time?
Yes.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Anyone else? Okay, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. The department rests at this time.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Lucero?
Your Honor, if I believe Mr. Craver there was a couple of things he wanted to say according to Mr. Saint, but I don't know if that's changed since he's back in the home. So,
Well, we can just ask him. Mr. Craver, if
Okay.
you'd unmute.
Yes, Your Honor, it has changed. I was a little surprised that we were able to get that safety plan changed on Friday, and if I have to have supervision to be back home with my kids and my wife and to prove to everybody that I'm doing what I need to do, then that's okay with me.
Okay, appreciate that. Shows good intent.
all right.
Okay,
That's all I had, Your Honor.
all right. If no one else does anyone else have questions for Mr. Craver? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I recommend that the safety plan be continued. I am encouraged by the progress that both parents are making, but this is kind of a slow progress. We need to just make sure everybody is doing what they need to do for the safety of the children.
Okay, I agree with you. If we get it right this time, there shouldn't be another time, so we don't want to rush it too much. So, all right, then, I will just order that the parents continue to work the services that they've previously been ordered to work. They're obviously doing a very good job at it at this time, especially Ms. Flemings. I'll commend you on being able to get some services done when you've got a baby as young as you do. So that's I appreciate that, and I know that takes a lot of work. So it's not going unnoticed. So all right, Ms. Gutierrez, how long out would you like to have another compliance hearing?
Your Honor, I think we could go 2 or 3 months. Erica, is 3 months okay, or are you wanting it sooner?
That is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's within 3 months, Your Honor.
I've got August 4th or September 8th, and either one works for us.
We're in favor of September 8th.
August 8th. I'm sorry. No, September. You're right. No, sorry. You're right. Okay. Okay. Then I will set our next compliance hearing for September 8th, 2025. The parents can either talk to their lawyers a day or two before September 8th or go on the court's online docket to know exactly what time on September 8th we'll have that next hearing. And again, I appreciate both parents. Mr. Craver, I appreciate you saying you'll do what it takes. And Ms. Flemings, you're both showing this court that you want to make the changes. So I really appreciate that. We don't see that all the time. So All right. Anybody have anything else?
Your Honor, I have a question, just so I can update Mr. Saint. Is it possible for the department to lift that safety plan or change that safety plan before August 4th? Or are they wanting, I just wanted to know, that way I can advise him. Is that going to stay in place?
Absolutely fine. I think what Ms. Smith said's the way I see it. She will be able to talk to these people that are supervising and talk to the parents and see what she sees and what the supervising parties think. I don't need to enter an order to do away with the supervision. If the Department of St. Francis think that they've reached a point where it can be lifted, I'm certainly in favor of that. So.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Lorraine, I think it was September 8th, not
Yes,
August 4th.
September 8th.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. I probably caused that confusion. We're here on that will conclude this hearing. For those, Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Michelson's with us representing the mother, Miss Shelley, and Mr. Jackson's with us representing an unknown father. And I guess, Mr. Jackson, I don't know if I asked you this at the last hearing. I've ordered paternity testing on Mr. Scales. If he turns out to be the father, do you have any problem representing him?
No, sir, I can do that.
I'm sorry?
No, sir, I can do that.
Okay, and then we'll find out. And then obviously if he's not the father, you'll continue on with the unknown father. So, okay. I don't have anyone in the waiting room. Were either lawyer expecting their clients?
I sent the link to Miss Shelley. I have not received a response from her.
Okay, and obviously, Mr. Jackson, you weren't expecting an unknown father. So,
No, sir.
the ones in our waiting room, do we know, has the paternity test been done, and do we have the results on Mr. Scales?
It has been scheduled, Your Honor. I believe the proposed testing date is April 28th, if I'm not mistaken. And both the child and Jade Scales will be tested that day. My understanding is if that comes back negative, then that rules him as well as Justin Scales out. If it comes back positive, then we will start having to get creative, and I'll have to do some research and see if there's a test that could distinguish between twins as we discussed before.
Okay, yeah, I forgot this was that case. So
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, well, we're ready to proceed then, Ms. Gutierrez. Who's your witness?
My witness is Kayla Martinez, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Kayla, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And are you Haven Doucette supervisor?
I am.
And has she since left St. Francis?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who the newly assigned permanency specialist on this case will be?
Yes, ma'am. It will be Sylvia Garcia.
And do you have a date for when she'll take over the case?
She took over last Thursday.
Okay, perfect. And will she be providing her contact information to the mother and to the other parties in the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I believe we got about halfway through the previous status hearing. And Your Honor, we have since amended our pleading to add Justin Scales in as an alleged father. So I'll revisit some of my previous questions in regard to Justin Scales.
Okay, Jade Scales. I show him as Jade.
Well, we amended the pleading to add the brother as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll have to do some more additional questions on Justin Scales.
Okay. All right. I didn't have that. So thank you for telling me that. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Kayla, in regards to Justin Scales, are there any updates on him?
We have recently located him. He did provide an address over the weekend to the connection specialist. So we will be making attempts in locating him in person.
Okay, thank you. In regards to visitation, I understand that mom's got 2 hours. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And for Jade and Justin, there's no visitation unless they're confirmed to be the father. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And has a family plan of service been made for Justin in addition to mom and Jade?
Yes, ma'am.
And does Justin's service plan aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it reasonably tailored to the issues of removal?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And can you please identify 2 to 3 services unique to Justin?
Sorry, let me pull it up. Sorry, I'm trying to find the. Okay, for Mistress or for Justin.
Yes, I just need 2 to 3 services that are unique to Justin Scales.
Okay, so we did the drug testing, and the OSAR, which would be our primary ones.
Okay, and the OSAR for the court's record is a substance abuse assessment, correct?
That is correct.
Great. Now I believe Haven testified that mom had reviewed and signed the service plan. However, the service plan I checked on mom didn't have her signature, did it?
So she did review it. I don't have the one with mom's signature. I just have the one with mine and Haven's.
Okay, so we'll put down as mom having reviewed but not signed. Is that agreeable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In regards to Jade Scales, when we were last at the hearing, Misty said she was going to make attempts to review the service plan with Jade and have him sign it. Do you know if attempts were made?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he review it or was it reviewed with him?
It was not.
And with that, then Jade would not have signed the family plan of service, correct?
That is correct.
In regards to Justin, has somebody reviewed that service plan with Justin?
No, ma'am. He said we would only be able to get a hold of him at, after hours. So Sylvia will make attempts after hours.
Okay, so nobody's made attempts to go over the service plan with Justin?
No, we were barely able to locate him this weekend.
Okay. In the communication with locating him, did y'all discuss that there was a service plan?
Yes, so Ms. Watson, who's our connection specialist, she did inform him that we had been trying to locate him. And he just said that he had been in the hospital, he had not had a phone. The address that we had been, attempting was not his address. And then he gave us his actual address and he said that he was only there at nighttime. During the day, he was out looking for some money to get some food.
Okay. What is the date that y'all found that locating information for him?
It was yesterday at 6:52 p.m.
So at this point, he has not reviewed or signed the safety plan. Is that correct?
The family plan. That is correct.
Yeah. Yes, I apologize. The family plan. Are we asking for drug screens to be ordered today?
Yes, ma'am.
Which ones?
We would need UAs and hair follicles.
And I believe Miss Shelley just took a hair follicle drug screen after the last hearing. So would we need a UA only on Miss Shelley?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, just a UA on her.
Okay. And do we need any drug screens on Jade Scales?
No, not on him, but on Justin, yes. Now that we know where he's at.
And on Justin, are we asking for both a UA and a hair follicle drug screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are the family plans of service and the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Can you please tell us what the reasonable efforts to reunify the family are?
We have created family plans of service for each of the parents. And we have a parent support worker who is assigned to the case, so that she's able to provide additional support to each parent to help them schedule services.
And is the mother's visitation with the child, is that still ongoing?
Yes, ma'am.
And as we discussed at the last hearing, Ms. Shelley was ordered to drug screen by urinalysis and hair follicle that day by 4 p.m. Did she comply with that?
She did.
And was she able to provide a valid urinalysis sample for that drug screen?
No, she was not.
Okay. And so did that return back with an invalid pH or something like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have any other requests for the court?
No, just the drug screens.
I pass the witness.
Right, thank you. Ms. Martinez, did you get mom's hair strand drug screen results back?
I believe so, Your Honor. Sorry, I should have probably pulled them up in front of me.
Your Honor, I did look at that hair follicle drug screen was negative.
Okay, all right, that answers my question. So you have talked to Justin Scales as of 6 something last night, or someone has?
Yes, Your Honor.
So do you have contact information for him, a good phone number?
Yes.
Okay. Is he located in the Amarillo area?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you would want him to drug screen at Care Express?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Mr. Michelson?
Thank you, Your Honor. As you previously testified, mom's visitation's been increased to 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay, and that was due to a negative drug test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the hair follicle test was negative. I thought I saw in the results that her UA was negative too, but was that the one that was filed on March 6th that the state referred to as being an inadequate sample?
I don't know. I just know the one from this last order was canceled because of the pH being invalid.
Okay. And is mom receiving supervised visitation or unsupervised?
No, they are supervised by St. Francis.
Okay, and she's been compliant with those visits?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you know if she has a satisfactory place to live?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And you indicated that she reviewed the plan, but she didn't sign it. Did she have any reservations about the plan?
No, she did sign it. I just don't have that family plan with her signature.
Okay. Has she been in contact with you?
Yes, she maintains contact with us.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
No questions.
Ms. Wiggins?
No question, Judge.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
Nothing further from the department, Your Honor. We don't have a copy of the signature page for mom's family plan of service. I do apologize to the court. I would like direction from the court as well if you want the order to reflect that mom reviewed and signed or just reviewed.
Based on Ms. Martinez's testimony, I think you can say that she reviewed and signed, and then if you want to just put in print, is it lost, or do we know what happened to her signature page?
So I have not been able to get access to Ms. Doucette's files. So I don't have it in my possession.
Okay. Ms. Gutierrez, you can handle it however you want. You can put that she signed it, but it's not, you can put to be located in parentheses, however you want to handle it. But
Okay.
The testimony is that she signed it, and I have no reason not to believe that. So, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Gutierrez?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Michelson, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Jackson?
No witnesses.
Ms. Wiggins?
I have no witnesses, Judge.
All right. Ms. Martinez, a couple other things. Would it be a continuing danger to the physical health and safety of the child to be returned to the mother or either of these two gentlemen today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would it be contrary to her welfare to be returned to mother or either of these two gentlemen today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Sorry, just trying to hit that mute button. I recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator, and that obviously the orders become a service,
Okay.
a court order. Good gracious, the Monday.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you, Judge.
All right. So, Ms. Gutierrez, are you asking, am I going to go ahead and order services for both of the men today, and then we'll just let it shake out, whatever happens?
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's best.
Okay. All right, then. Okay, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue the current placement of the child. I'll order the services for Miss Shelley, Jade Scales, and Justin Scales as set out in their service plans. I will order that Miss Shelley UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express, and I will order that Justin Scales hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. tomorrow at Care Express. It sounds to me if he was having trouble with food and maybe not a phone, I'm guessing he may not have transportation to get to Care Express, so we'll need to offer that to him if he needs it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have our next hearing will be the initial permanency hearing. That will be on August 4th, 2025. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of August 4th to see exactly what time that hearing will take place. Mr. Michelson, if you visit with Miss Shelley, explain to her that those services become a court order today, and if she fails to work them, her parental rights could be altered or terminated.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank y'all. I'll be back here in just a few minutes to call two related Randall County cases. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. The mother, Miss Desiree Gonzalez, is not with us and not in the waiting room. The alleged father, Daniel Romero Sr., is not with us and not in the waiting room. I have Keyshawn Mahone and Haley Jordan.
Keyshawn is my witness, Your Honor, and she's the investigator, and Haley's the investigative supervisor.
Okay. All right. Get them in.
Thank you. And who is the child's mother?
Desiree Gonzalez.
And who is the child's alleged father?
Daniel Romero Sr.
And did the department receive an intake on March 6th of 2025?
Yes.
And did the department actually receive 2 intakes?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the first intake. Can you tell us what the allegations were in the first intake?
Okay, so for the first intake, there was concerns regarding neglectful supervision of Aaliyah by her mother, Desiree Gonzalez. We had concerns for drug usage and things like that. And then, so that was the first one. Sorry, as far as the allegation goes.
Now, on that first intake, was part of the allegation that the mother had been arrested for possession of methamphetamine and marijuana?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And moving on to the second intake, what was the second intake?
So the second intake came in, there was concerns regarding neglectful supervision of Aaliyah by her mother and also abuse of Aaliyah by an unknown perpetrator.
Okay. And did the second intake detail that the mother had multiple men in and out of the home?
Yes.
And is there a history of prostitution for the mother?
Yes.
And did that raise additional concerns that she might currently be prostituting?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, based on those intakes, did you make contact with the child?
Yes, I was able to make contact with her.
And was that on March 6th of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Desiree Gonzalez present as well?
No.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to interview Aaliyah that day?
Not that day, no, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see here. When did you interview Aaliyah?
So Aaliyah was interviewed, actually forensically interviewed at the bridge on March 10th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And can you tell us what outcries she made about possible abuse or neglect?
So she outcried that her mother, Desiree Gonzalez, smoked marijuana, that she smoked marijuana all the time. She smoked it in her presence, and she was even able to describe what it looked like.
Okay. And going back, let's go back a little bit to March 7th. Did you have face-to-face contact with Desiree?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did Desiree state about the allegations?
As far as the allegations regarding the drugs, she did state that she has a history with using drugs. However, she denied currently using and said that it had been 8 months since her last usage. As far as her getting arrested, she stated that the drugs she had on her weren't hers and that the charges were dropped.
Now, can you give me a little bit of history as far as who has taken care of the child since she was born?
Okay, so yes, Desiree gave birth to Aaliyah while she was in prison in Galveston. So her her mom, excuse me, actually took care of Aaliyah from the time Aaliyah was born until she passed away in January of 2025 of this year.
Okay. And so I'm sorry, can you give me the name of the person that is currently taking care of Aaliyah?
Currently it's Jessica Stone.
Okay. Now, on March 7th, 2025, did you transport Aaliyah?
Yes.
Okay. While you were transporting her, did the child make any claims about drugs or alcohol regarding Desiree Gonzalez?
Yes, she did.
Can you please tell me what the child said?
So she basically said the same thing in her forensic interview that mom smokes marijuana, that she smokes it a lot. She smokes it around her mom and some of her friends. She stated that she knew it was marijuana because mom was always asking, like, where's my weed? Where's my weed? And things like that. She also stated that mom drank a lot of alcohol.
Did she also describe a pipe to you?
Yes, she did.
And what did the child say about the pipe?
So she described it to be like a glass and that they put something in it, light it, and that it has like water at the bottom of it.
Okay. Now, following the child's forensic interview, did you make contact with the mother?
So I made contact with the mom's, the initial contact with the child, or because I made contact with Desiree on the 7th.
Okay, let me clarify. Was there an incident where you attempted to create a safety plan with Desiree Gonzalez, the mother?
Yes. What
was the date of that attempt?
That was on March 7th.
March 7th. Can you tell me what occurred in your attempt to create that safety plan?
So I attempted to meet, I discussed the safety plan with mom, of course. And then I attempted to meet with her for her to sign the safety plan, stating that she will be supervised with Aaliyah on a 24-hour basis by Jessica Stone. But after that, I wasn't able to get in contact with her for her to do so.
And so did this occur at the school?
What, my conversation with her regarding the safety plan?
Yes.
It occurred after I had transported Aaliyah to the apartment.
Okay. I'm sorry, so you're saying this conversation about the safety plan occurred after you transported Aaliyah to the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but that was prior to removal, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it sounds like, what would the safety plan have been? What was the proposed safety plan?
That Desiree will be supervised with Aaliyah on a 24-hour basis by Jessica Stone.
Okay, and was Jessica Stone in agreement with that?
Yes.
And that would have preserved where the child was staying and where with somebody she was close to. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did Desiree state whether or not she was possibly agreeable to that safety plan?
Yes, she said that she was.
Okay. However, when it came down to sign it, is it correct that Desiree Gonzalez left the premises without signing it?
Um, well, that's not really the order that it went, that it
Okay, can you
was.
please explain the order that it went to me?
Yes, so I met with Desiree at the school at Aaliyah's school on the 7th. And that's when I spoke with her about the allegations. And then I asked her to go drug test and things like that. She ended up due to, our concerns and stuff like that, we just asked her if she was willing to voluntarily allow Aaliyah to go and stay with somebody until she drug tested. We were able to get the results. She agreed to that. She contacted a couple of people to come, and then she ended up contacting Jessica. Before Jessica could get to the school, Desiree just left me and Aaliyah at the school. Jessica ends up pulling up, which she gave me permission to transport Aaliyah to the department's office. And then that's once we all met together at the office, we called mom and spoke with her about the safety plan.
Okay. But mom never signed the safety plan, is that correct?
No, she was supposed to meet me the following day to sign it, and she didn't.
Okay. And then from March 8th in your affidavit, it says from March 8th up to March 26th, you made several attempts to contact the mother to get that safety plan put in place. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you please provide all the dates that you made those attempts for the record?
Yes, so I attempted to contact her on the 8th, March 8th. And then I attempted to contact her on March 11th. Ooh.
And Ms.
trying to see.
Mahone, if I can
Yes,
ask you
ma'am.
to refer to your affidavit in support of removal on page 5.
Okay.
And there's a paragraph a little bit towards the bottom that begins from March 8th, 2025. I attempted contact.
So yes, I attempted to contact Desiree Gonzalez on March 8th, 2025, March 11th of 2025, March 12th, March 18th, March 20th, and March 26th.
Now, in regards to the alleged father, who was initially identified as the alleged father?
A man by the name of David Fuentes.
However, was he ruled out by genetic testing in a prior Attorney General child support case?
Yes, ma'am.
And was a petition for establishing the parent-child relationship found for the child naming a different person?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is a person in our petition, Daniel Romero Sr. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What efforts have we made to find Mr. Romero?
So initially we requested an accurate on him, trying to find some information. And then we also did a diligent search, which came back and stated that he was currently incarcerated.
And is he incarcerated in New Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, him being incarcerated in New Mexico, does that rule him out as possible placement?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it rule him out as a reasonable effort to avoid removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, under these circumstances, did you consider the child to be in immediate danger for her physical health and possible exposure to drug use?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the department make the decision to ask the court for an order to remove?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the court sign that order?
Yes, ma'am.
And in your conversations with the placement, Ms. Stone, did she indicate that the mother at one point had called and said she was going to come pick up the little girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See here. And so was there no time to have a full adversary hearing before removal of the child? Is that correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry.
That's okay. And can you tell me what attempts to set up visitation for the mother have occurred since the removal?
Yes, ma'am. So I contacted Desiree the following day. I called her and I left her a voicemail. I also sent her a text message that she didn't respond to. I went by her address. I attempted her at her home address. I wasn't able to get a hold of her, so I left her a letter on her door. And then I spoke with her on Monday, the 7th.
Okay. And on that day, did she discuss having a visit scheduled with her child the next day?
Yes.
And is it your understanding from St. Francis that the mother missed that visit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, would that visit have been, is the attempt to have that visit a reasonable effort to reunify the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Additionally, you asked her to drug screen during the investigation. Are we asking for the court to order drug screens today?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that both a urinalysis and a hair follicle drug screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, a kick-out order would not have solved the problem. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that because the mother had threatened to come and pick up the child?
Yes, ma'am.
And additionally, a parent-child safety placement, would you consider that to be refused since the mother did not sign the safety plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Uh,
And go
excuse
ahead.
me. I've got a Tory Cook that popped up in the waiting room. Is she for another case?
I think she's my worker in this case, Your Honor, my St. Francis worker on this
All
one.
right, let me go ahead and get her in.
Okay. Now, Ms. Mahone, since the removal, have you tried to meet with the mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell me how that has gone?
I haven't been able to meet with her. She scheduled a time to meet with me, and then she ended up not meeting with me.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
I have no questions, Judge.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further for Ms. Mahone?
And no, Your Honor, nothing further for this witness. We do ask that the department be named temporary managing conservator. We ask for a finding that we made reasonable efforts to reunify the family in offering visitation and trying to communicate with the mother as well.
Okay. All right. I will make those findings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins, did you have any witnesses?
I did not.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I recommend that the child remain in her current placement, and that the department be named temporary managing conservator. I am very hesitant about visitation at this time, Judge. She is not consistent, and I think the child deserves some consistency and not anticipating a visit and then the mother not showing up. So I don't know what safe measures you have any ideas for, Judge, to help with that. As well as the child needs to be put in counseling ASAP. I can imagine she has a lot of grief over losing her grandmother, who was her primary care provider this whole time of her life. And so I would ask that you order that as well.
Okay. Ms. Mahone, when you set up the visit for mom, which she missed, where was that set up at?
I didn't schedule the visit, Judge, but it was supposed to be at the St. Francis office.
Okay. All right. All right, then give me just a second here. Would whoever can answer this, if mom's to have any future visit, would that be at the St. Francis office?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, I forgot to ask Ms. Mahone what city or county the child is in.
She's in Amarillo, Texas, in Randall County.
And is she still with Jessica Stone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue Aaliyah's current placement. I'll order Ms. Gonzalez to hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express in Amarillo. I'll order that Ms. Gonzalez arrive at the St. Francis office at least 1 hour prior to any scheduled visits. And if she's not there at least an hour prior, then the visit will not occur. Hopefully, I'm in hopes that we won't tell Aaliyah about it and won't get her hopes up, and we'll be able to get Aaliyah to St. Francis office within an hour. And I will order that Aaliyah be placed in therapy as soon as possible. Okay, our next hearing will be the status hearing that will occur on June 2nd, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of June 2nd to see what time we'll have that hearing. Okay, we will be in recess on this case. I'll be back
Ms.
at
Gutierrez is with
1:15
us for
to
the
call another
department.
Randall County
Ms.
case.
Wiggins
That's
is
the
with
final
us.
hearing representing the child. Ms. Kincaid is with us representing the father, Mr. Carbajal, who's with us. Ms. Grant is with us representing the mother, Ms. Felder, who is not with us and not in the waiting room. Ms. Grant, were you expecting her?
I was not, Your Honor. I have not had contact with her.
All right, it's kind of what I thought, so. Okay, I have Brandy Pate, Tamara Martinez, and Alexis Valenzuela in the waiting room.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alexis will be my first witness and Tamara Martinez is my caseworker. If they can both be let in.
Okay,
Alexis, who do you work for?
I work for the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And how long have you been in that role?
Almost 4 years.
Okay, and back in June of 2023, did you have an opportunity to interview Tanika Felder?
I did.
Did you also have an opportunity to interview her children?
I did.
Let's go ahead and talk about the allegations that Ms. Felder made that day regarding Isaiah Carbajal. Can you tell me what allegations she made against Mr. Carbajal?
She spoke about there being physical violence between the two, and that he was also physically violent towards the children.
Okay, and what details did she provide?
That the incident and why we got our report, she thought that he was, in her words, coming down whenever the incident between him and Zorora occurred. And so besides that, she just talked about some physical violence between the two.
Did she, what did she indicate about the incident with Zorora and Isaiah's?
That Isaiah's had tried to spank Zorora. She did not want to take a nap, and instead of hitting her on the back, he ended up hitting her on the neck and the ear, and it ended up busting her lip. And she thought, when I interviewed Tanika, she thought Isaiah's was coming down off of something, off of a drug.
Okay, and the term coming down, you began to explain it about coming off on a drug. Is that typically used in conversations with drug use?
Yes.
Objection calls for speculation.
sustained.
Now, did you have an opportunity to interview Zorora?
She was forensically interviewed.
And were you present for that forensic interview?
I had another investigator that was present for that interview.
Okay. And did you personally hear any of the outcries of Zorora or Dimitri?
I did.
Okay, which one?
I heard both. I went back and watched the interviews.
Okay, can you go ahead and tell me what Zorora's outcries were against Isaiah's?
Yes. She talked about the bruise that was on the side of her ear. She talked about that being caused by Isaiah's, that he had spanked her with a belt because she was moving around. She wouldn't take a nap. And so she talked about the metal side of the belt hitting her.
Okay. And did Dimitri, can you tell me what outcries you heard from Dimitri?
Yes, so Dimitri, in his interview, spoke about witnessing the violence between Isaiah and mom. He also mentioned being present and seeing Isaiah choke his mom. He talked about there being an incident where glass was broken over his sister's head. And he talked about an incident where Isaiah choked him.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Ms. Grant?
Ma'am, to your knowledge, is Tanika Felder currently located in the ICE detention facility in Laredo, Texas?
I'm not too sure. After they moved, the case was transferred to a different town.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Kincaid?
No questions.
Ms. Wiggins?
I have no questions, Judge.
All right. Anything further from Ms. Valenzuela?
No, Your Honor, we ask that she be released, and my
Okay.
next witness will be Brandy Pate.
All right. If there's no objections in Ms. Valenzuela, I'll release you so you can go about your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And who is the child's mother?
Tanika Felder.
And who was the child's father?
Isaiah Carbajal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let me just real quick, just to help Amy out. Ma'am, Tanika is spelled Taneka, correct?
Yes, that's
And
what
Isaiah Carbajal, first name Isias, Carbajal, Carbajal, correct?
I have ISAIAS.
Oh, that's correct. Okay. And Carbajal was as I spelled it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. And is Ziari's date of birth 2023?
Yes.
Now, when did you receive intake allegations regarding the family?
I received the first intake on January 10th, 2024.
And what were those intake allegations?
It was the concerns for neglectful supervision due to drug use in the home and domestic violence.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I offer petitioner's exhibit number 1. It is a police report from June 27th of 2023.
Objections?
No objection.
All right. Petitioner's 1 is submitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Brandy, based on that intake, did you make contact with Tanika Felder on January 12th of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And was Mr. Carbajal present as well?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how Ms. Felder responded to the allegations?
Yes. We talked about drug use and with Miss Tanika and Mr. Carbajal at the same time. I did. She stated she had used cocaine and marijuana before she realized she was pregnant with Ziari. And Mr. Carbajal admitted to cocaine use 2 months prior to that date.
And in that conversation, did Ms. Felder admit that she was aware that Mr. Carbajal had used cocaine in the past?
Yes.
And at that time, did you ask them to drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. And how did Ms. Felder respond to the your concerns about domestic violence between her and Mr. Carbajal?
She had told me the last incident was 2 years prior to that date.
Okay. Let's see here. And did they comply with your request to drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I offer petitioner's exhibit. Oh, let me hold off on offering that. One more question. Now, Brandy Pate, was it your understanding that Ms. Felder had a history of drug use as well?
Yes, I was aware.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we offered petitioner's exhibit number 2. They are the drug screen results of Tanika Felder with a business records affidavit from July 12th of 2023 and August 21st of 2023.
All right. Objections?
No objection.
Objection.
Petitioner's 2 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioner's exhibit number 3, also business records affidavit with drug screen results of Tanika Felder from January 25th of 2024.
All right. Objections?
No objection.
Objection.
Petitioner's 3 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioner's exhibit number 4, business records affidavit with drug screens of Isaiah Carbajal from January 30th of 2024.
Objections?
No objection.
All right. Petitioner's 4 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Brandy, was there also an ongoing removal case on Tanika's older children, Zahara and Dimitri?
Yes.
And had she at some point during that case gotten back with Mr. Carbajal?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And considering the intakes and the positive and the admissions of history of drug use, were you concerned that they were using at that time?
Yes.
Okay. On January 30th of 2024, did you confront Ms. Felder and Mr. Carbajal regarding their positive screens?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how did Ms. Felder respond?
She originally stated that she was around a cousin about the same time she would have been positive. There was a cousin, I believe there was a family function that cousin was smoking cocaine.
Okay. And when I said confronted Ms. Felder, I meant about Ms. Felder's positive screen. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then Mr. Carvajal's results came in February. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he had a positive urinalysis for cocaine. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And on these drug screens, was cocaine what the parents were positive for?
Yes.
Okay. Now, considering that Ms. Felder already had an ongoing removal case and was now back with Mr. Felder and they were both testing positive, did the department feel that the child was in immediate danger?
Yes.
And based on that, did you obtain an order from the court for removal of the child?
Yes.
And was there no time for an adversary hearing to be held before that removal?
That's correct.
Okay. Considering that both parents, and let me clarify that, at the time during your investigation, was Yeri living at home with both parents?
At the beginning of the case, he was.
Okay. And so that was Mr. Carvajal and Ms. Felder, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And were they the primary caretakers of the child?
Yes, they were.
Okay. So in order to remove one parent from the home still would have left the child in danger since both parents were using. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And considering that the child, that Ms. Felder had an ongoing case, would a parent-child safety placement and working Zieri's case through FBSS, would that not have worked out?
No, ma'am, it wouldn't. Not with the two stages together.
Okay. Additionally, if a parent has an ongoing CPS case and they continue drug use, does that weigh against non-legal intervention?
Yes.
Okay. And does that weigh towards another legal removal?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see here. Can you please describe the reasonable efforts the department took to prevent removing the child?
Yes, we started with the safety plan with Miss Felder being supervised by paternal grandmother, Miss Christy Duenas. That was in place. When Mr. Carbajal also tested positive for cocaine, that is when we removed him, removed Ziari.
Now, in Ms. Felder's other removal case, was she also being provided services?
Yes, through St. Francis.
Okay, and did those services include drug use services?
Yes.
And let me clarify that for the record, substance abuse, I guess deterrent or rehabilitation services, is that correct?
Yes.
And would you agree that the department providing mother those services in the other case was also a reasonable effort to prevent removal of this child?
Yes, it was.
Okay. In regards to Mr. Carbajal, was he also on probation at the time of your investigation?
Yes, he was.
Thank you. Now, following the removal of the child, were you able to speak with the parents again?
Yes.
Okay. And how did they respond to the removal?
They weren't happy about it. Miss Felder still was not understanding why we had to remove Mr. Carbajal. He seemed aware of our need to remove the baby.
And considering that both parents in the home were abusing cocaine, was there concern that the child may have been exposed as well?
Yes, there was.
And was the child drug screened while you were still the investigator?
He drug screened on February 15th, 2024 with the hair strand.
Okay, Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 5. It's a business records affidavit with the drug screen results of Ziari Felder.
Objections?
No objection.
All right, petitioner's 5 is admitted.
And Ms. Pate, do you recall the drug screen results of Ziari?
No, I never received them while I had my investigation open.
Okay, Your Honor, we asked for judicial notice of those drug screens results as well, showing that the child had been exposed to cocaine.
Okay, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I pass the witness at this time.
Ms. Grant?
Ma'am, are you knowledgeable of the current whereabouts of Tanika Felder?
I'm not.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Kincaid?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins?
No questions.
All right. Anything further for this witness?
No, Your Honor. We ask that she be released.
All right.
No
If there's any
objection.
objections, all right. Ms. Pate, I'll release you so you can go about your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh. I'm going to take just a quick break. I've got to make one quick phone call.
Sure.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Tamara Martinez as its next
Yes,
witness.
I am.
Okay, great. Were you present for the testimony of Brandy Pate?
Yes, I was.
And so my question is, since you took the case on, when would that have been?
I don't remember the exact.
In general, did the caseworkers for St. Francis take over the case immediately after the adversary hearing?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and have you been on since that time?
No, I have not. I'm the second worker.
Okay, who was the prior worker?
Rachel Peoples.
And when you took over the case, did you review all of the work Ms. Peoples had done?
Yes, I did.
And specifically for this case, is that correct?
Yes.
And did it appear anything had been missed?
No.
Okay, great. Now, when did you approximately take this case over then?
I believe that would have been June of 2024.
Okay, so would you agree that that's been about 10-ish months?
Yes.
Now, since St. Francis has had this case, is it correct that the parents have continued to test positive for illegal substances?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I offer petitioners, and I can go through them if the attorneys prefer, but I can offer them as a group. Is there any objection to me offering it as a group?
What are you offering?
Which ones?
Would be offering 6, 7, 8, 8A, and 9.
Can you tell me what they are, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Petitioner's Exhibit 6 is a business records affidavit with drug screen results of Tanika Felder from March 26 of 2024. The 90210 notice went out April 9th of 2024.
Okay.
Number 7 is a business records affidavit with drug screens of Isaiah Carbajal from March 26 of 2024, with the 902 notice having gone out April 9th of 2024.
Okay.
Exhibit 8 is a business records affidavit with drug screen result on Tanika Felder. Those are from May 7th of 2024, with the 902 notice having gone out June 5th of 2024.
Okay.
8A, the letter A, is also a business records affidavit, but with drug screens for Isaiah Carbajal from May 29th of 2024.
That's the same thing. Yeah, that's just the same.
All right.
And then
Go ahead.
And the 90210 notice went out June 13th of 2024.
Okay.
Exhibit 9 is a business records affidavit with drug screens of Isaiah Carbajal from December 30th of 2024. And the 90210 notice went out January 21st of 2025.
All right. All right. So you're offering petitioner 6, 7, 8, 8A, and 9, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Objections?
No objection.
No objection.
All right. Petitioner 6, 7, 8, 8A, and 9 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Tamara, can you tell me what duties a permanency specialist has when it comes to working a case?
Our duties are to work towards unification with the family by offering the parents services to help mitigate the reasons that their child came into care, ensure the child's safety.
And as a part of that, are family plans of service created for each family?
Yes.
And were family plans of service I'm sorry, I'm beginning to stutter, Your Honor, I apologize. Were family plans of service created for Tanika and Isaiah's?
Yes, they were.
And have you reviewed those initial family plans?
Yes, I have.
And were they made an order of the court at the status hearing?
Yes, they were.
Okay, great. In addition to that, were there also orders in the adversary hearing order regarding the parents' drug screening and getting drug treatment?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we offer a certified copy of the nunc-pro-tunc temporary order following adversary hearing labeled as Petitioner's Exhibit Number 10.
Right, objection?
No objection.
No objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also ask that the court take notice that the parents' visitation was conditioned to start on the parents providing a negative urinalysis drug screen.
Right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I don't know that I said it, but petitioner's 10 is admitted.
Okay, thank you. The department next offers petitioner's exhibit number 11, which is a certified copy of the status hearing order.
All right, objections?
No objection.
Petitioner's 11 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Tamara, the family plans of service that were created for Tanika and Isaiah, did they aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, they did.
Were they reasonably tailored to the issues of removal?
Yes, they were.
And would you agree that the main issues at removal were drug use and domestic violence?
Yes.
Okay. And were their services unique to each parent?
Yes.
Now, for Tanika, can you name just 2 or 3 services that you consider were unique to Tanika, considering the issues at removal?
For Tanika, they would be the domestic violence support group, an OSAR assessment, individual counseling.
And in regards to the OSAR assessment, is that a substance abuse assessment?
Yes, it is.
And is that substance abuse assessment a necessary step for somebody struggling with drug use to be referred to a substance abuse program?
Yes.
And regarding Isaiah's Carbajal, can you please identify 2 to 3 services that are unique to Isaiah's?
Isaiah's was asked to complete BIP, which is Batter's Intervention and Prevention Program. He was also requested to complete an OSAR, and then drug screens and.
Okay. Now, do you have petitioner's exhibit number 11 in front of you, that status hearing order?
I do not have it in front of me.
Okay. Can you please check your email? I believe I sent you copies of all our exhibits just a little while ago, I think before this hearing. Hated it?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had gotten those.
That's okay. If you would please go down to, I believe it's page 9 on the PDF. If you would please go down to the family plan of Tanika Felder. And if you would state
Sorry, which exhibit did you say it was?
It's 11.
Okay.
If you would please briefly identify each service and requirement and state whether or not it was completed.
So her services were to locate and maintain stable housing. At this time, she's currently incarcerated, so that's not been completed. She was to locate and maintain stable employment. At this, again, she's incarcerated, so she's not currently employed. To comply with each requirement of the family plan of service. Due to not working services and being incarcerated, she's not been able to comply with the family plan of service.
Now, Tamara, before you get too far, currently the mother is in a detention facility. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately when did she go into that detention facility?
The end of December.
Okay, so it's only been these last possibly 4 months that she has been in a facility and unable to work on her services. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So going back to the initial services, can you please relist them and state whether or not she was working on them prior, or give the status of them prior to her being incarcerated as well?
Okay, so the first service was to locate and maintain stable housing. Before her incarceration, for a duration of the case, we did not know where she was residing at. Locate and maintain stable and appropriate employment. As far as I know, she never reported any employment. And then she agrees to comply with each requirement of the original family plan of service. She did not comply with the family plan of service. Agrees to provide information to St. Francis within 5 days of any changes. Like I said, prior to being incarcerated, there were several months that I did not have any contact with her.
And was that due to not having contact information with her?
The contact information was her contact was sporadic. She would text. There was a time that she texted me from a phone number. I asked her to meet with me. She told me she'd let me know when she came to Amarillo. I asked where she was. She would not tell me.
Okay. If I may clarify, your lack of contact with Tanika, was that due to Ms. Felder not providing her contact information to you?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Please go on.
And then the next one agrees to maintain regular contact with St. Francis. She did not have regular contact with us. She agreed to obtain her own transportation to appointments and visits. I do not know if she had consistent transportation due to the lack of communication. And then Tanika will not have a visit with Ziari until she tests negative on both the UA and hair follicle. I think I was able to drug screen her one time since I've had the case, and she was still positive at that time. Tanika agrees to maintain a drug-free lifestyle and obtain absence from the use of illegal drugs. She's tested positive throughout the case when I was able to get her to screen. She agrees to participate in and complete a substance abuse assessment with OSAR. She did not complete that. She agrees to actively participate in domestic violence support group. She did not complete that. Tanika will actively participate in and complete rational behavior therapy. She did not complete that. Sorry, my computer there goes. Tanika agrees to complete a psychosocial and 6 individual counseling sessions. She did not complete that. Tanika will provide St. Francis with possible sports and alternative caregivers. She's not provided that at this time. And that was what was in her original service plan.
Okay. Now, for the record, you mentioned OSAR assessments, and those are substance abuse assessments done by outreach, screening, assessment, and referral. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you're mentioning OSAR, that's what you're referring to, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, can you please turn in that same exhibit, number 11, to the family plan of service for Isaias Carbajal?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. Now, if you could please do the same, briefly identify each service and state whether or not it's been completed.
Okay, Isaiah agrees to locate and maintain stable and appropriate employment. Isaiah has been employed. He's provided me with pay stubs. Isaiah agrees to comply with each requirement of the original family plan of service and agrees to comply and agrees to complete all court ordered services throughout the life of this case. He's not been in full compliance with that.
Can you explain how?
So at the last court hearing, additional services were ordered. He was ordered to complete a second OSAR and follow the recommendations. He completed the second OSAR. He was referred to outpatient services through the OSAR, but he refused outpatient services. I will say he did talk to me about that. I told him I needed to see the assessment and see what they're recommending. I know prior to that assessment, we had discussed him following the recommendations. He was also ordered to complete BIP. He did the assessment for BIP. He reported that there was not a history of domestic violence reported. So due to it being a self-report assessment, they did not offer him the BIP class. When I did bring up the BIP to Mr. Carbajal, he stated that there was no domestic violence, that Tanika had made it all up. Therefore, if he's not going to report an issue, they won't offer the class to him.
And is it accurate to say you disagree with Mr. Carvajal's statements that there's no physical abuse or domestic violence issue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And BIP, again, can you tell me what that stands for?
Batter's Intervention and Prevention Program.
And was that service specifically chosen for Mr. Carbajal to address those domestic violence and physical abuse issues?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it cause you concern that he has not complied with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to go ahead and offer petitioners exhibits number 12. It's a certified copy of the initial permanency hearing order.
Okay, objection?
No objection.
Okay, petitioners 12 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also offer petitioners number 13, a certified copy of the permanency hearing order before final order.
Objections?
No objection.
Objection.
Right, petitioners 13 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I ask the court to note that in petitioner's exhibit 13, it does add intensive outpatient for the father as a service.
Okay, so noted.
It also starts the father's visitation with the child that had been suspended pending a negative UA.
Okay.
As well as it suspended the mother's visitation until she provided a negative UA and a negative hair follicle drug screen result.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next offer petitioner's exhibit number 14, which is a certified copy of the permanency hearing order, and that hearing was held January 27th of 2025.
Okay, so noted. I'm sorry, objections?
No objection.
Objection.
All right, petitioners 14 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We also ask the court to note that it did order the father to complete an additional OSAR assessment and to complete the Padre program.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Tamara, can you tell me some more about the Padre program? What is that?
The portion of the Padre program that Mr. Carbajal was asked to complete was the drug classes, which would help address his drug use.
Okay. And did he complete that Padre program?
No, ma'am, he did not fully complete it.
And when have you spoken with him about not completing that program?
Yes, I spoke with Mr. Carbajal on, I believe it was March 26th. He lacked one Padre class left. It was just a makeup class that they were trying to get in touch with him over. And then I think they needed to do like one other thing with him. It was a class in like this assessment or something. And he told me on March 26th that he was not going to work any more services for St. Francis.
Thank you. Now, in regards to visitation, both parents' visitation was conditioned on a negative urinalysis drug screen in order for each parent to start. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so did Tanika provide a negative UA early on in the case?
No, ma'am.
She did not? Okay, so was she having visits with the child prior to her visits being suspended again in that permanency review order for the hearing held November 18th of 2024?
No, she was not having visits that I recall.
Okay, so during the case, how many times has the mother visited the child?
I am not aware of any visits between Tanika and Ziari.
Okay, and in regards to Mr. Carvajal, is it correct that his visits were ordered to start in that October order? I'm sorry, let me go back to that exact date. I don't want to. Okay, and the November 18th of 2024 order.
Yes, ma'am.
And since that was ordered for Mr. Carvajal, has he been exercising that visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many hours per week is that visitation?
It's 1 hour.
Okay. And Your Honor, I ask that the court take judicial notice of the order adjudicating parentage from, let's see. It looks like it was filed April 11th of 2024.
Okay, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Tamara, does it cause you concern that the father's visitation, he wasn't able to provide that negative UA until towards the end of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you feel like the visitation between the father and the child has been substantive? Do you think he's forming a meaningful relationship with the child?
Yes and yes. I mean, he's attempting to
Objection, calls for professional opinion.
Fine.
We'll move on. Now, can you tell me about some of your conversations with Tanika throughout the case? Did you make attempts to engage her in services?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Can you tell me how those conversations went?
Objection, questions too general.
Overruled.
You can respond, Ms. Martinez.
I believe I just had one in-person visit with her. She stated that she did want to start working services at that time. I don't remember if that was in October or November, but shortly after that conversation, she left Amarillo again. I only had maybe 1 or 2 conversations with her about services. My other conversations were trying to locate her.
Okay. And so each month, part of your responsibility is to locate the parent and to encourage them to engage in services. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you make attempts to locate Tanika each month?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And in each of those months was your intent to help her work services?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the occasions that you were actually able to get a hold of her, did you attempt to help her work services as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Ms. Felder make any statements regarding Mr. Carbajal to you?
She implied that she was scared of him, but I don't remember any statements that stood out.
Okay. Would you agree that neither parent has completed their service plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And regarding Miss Felder, since she hasn't had any visits with the child, would you agree that she has and somewhat abandoned the child?
Yes, ma'am.
And has the child been in the conservatorship of the department for more than 6 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And has the child been in the conservatorship of the department for more than 9 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in regards to Mr. Carvajal, he did complete an intensive outpatient substance abuse treatment. Is that correct? Or is that not correct?
That's not correct. I don't remember him completing an intensive outpatient.
Okay. Did he complete any substance abuse program?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So does that cause you concern?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree that his latest drug screen, hair follicle drug screen, indicates he has relapsed on cocaine?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the child with the parents?
We've created family plans of services for the parents. We've sent service providers the payments for those services. We have offered visitation. I've conducted monthly visits with the parent. Well, I've attempted to conduct monthly visits with Tanika. I've had monthly visits with Mr. Carbajal.
And in your visits with Mr. Carvajal, did you also encourage him to work services?
Yes, ma'am.
And with the drug screening that the department requested, did that help the parents to meet some of the conditions to restart their visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that also be a reasonable effort to reunify the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you offer transportation to Tanika at any point?
She did not ask for help with transportation, so I did not offer it.
Okay, if she had, would you have made that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's see here. Now, is it in the best interest of the child that the mother's parental rights to the child be terminated?
Yes.
Can you please explain why?
Ms. Felder has not demonstrated an ability to care for the child. She has not demonstrated the ability to maintain her sobriety. She is currently incarcerated for importing drugs.
Okay, can you tell me more about her incarceration?
I know she was caught with importing, I believe, importing fentanyl over the border.
Objection, hearsay, unless she has personal knowledge.
Sustain.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, have you had any conversations with Ms. Felder about that?
I have not. I have sent her letters. She has not replied to me.
Okay.
She does.
Now, when I asked you about reasonable efforts to reunify, would you agree that sending letters and trying to keep that communication open with Ms. Felder is also a part of those reasonable efforts to reunify?
Yes, ma'am.
And where is the child currently placed?
He is currently placed with his paternal grandmother.
And is the child being placed with a relative also a reasonable effort to reunify?
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to the father's parental rights, is it in Zieri's best interest that Isaiah's parental rights be terminated?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please give a detailed explanation as to why?
Mr. Carbajal did not complete any of the drug treatment classes. He has not demonstrated sobriety by providing St. Francis with a negative hair strand. So that there's concerns that he's continuing to use drugs, illegal substances.
Would you agree that that neither parent has the parental abilities to provide the child with a safe and stable home?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you also agree that the child unfortunately has been exposed to drug use by both parents?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree it would be a physical danger to return the child to either parent?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the long-term plans that the department has for the child?
The plan for the child, if parental rights are terminated, is for him to be adopted by his paternal grandmother.
Okay. And can you please explain why it's in the child's best interest that the department be named permanent managing conservator?
Objection asked and answered earlier.
Overrule.
It's in his best interest, because, sorry, it's in his best interest because he is currently placed in a placement that's able to meet all his needs. He's thriving there. The concerns that the parents are having continued drug use and drug involvement.
And is placement with the grandmother and potential adoption in the future, would that give the child a safe and stable home?
Yes.
And would it give him a permanent place to belong to as well?
Yes.
And would you agree that those things are important for a child?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you visited Ziari in the home of his paternal grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me in detail how the child is doing there?
He's doing great there. He's thriving. He's a very happy toddler. He is very bonded to his grandmother and his great grandmother. I mean, he's developmental on target. Loves being outside. He is very loved in that home.
Would you agree that his paternal grandmother puts the child's priorities highly on her list?
Yes, she does.
And is that something that Zieri deserves to be a number one priority?
Yes, he does.
Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Martinez, you may have answered this, but just to be clear, would you say that the offering the service plan and offering visitation to the parents was reasonable efforts on the part of the department to return the child to either of them?
Yes, sir.
Would you say that Miss Felder has not regularly visited or maintained significant contact with the child?
Yes, sir.
So would you say that she's demonstrated an inability to provide the child with a safe environment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Grant?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Martinez, would you agree with me that Tanika Felder is located in the ICE detention facility in Laredo, Texas right now?
Yes, ma'am.
And since December, how many letters have you sent to her during her location there?
I've sent her one every month.
And would you have any reason to disagree with me if it's been my understanding that the detention facility has been uncooperative in assisting us with Zoom hearings?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this question unless I don't see how Ms. Martinez would know.
If she knows, Judge.
Well, yeah, Miss Martinez, if you don't know, you don't know. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the detention center being uncooperative or cooperative.
Thank you. And in your letters that you sent, did you make notice of this final hearing?
Yes, ma'am, I did. And her courtesy worker also let her know.
Thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Ms. Kincaid?
Thank you, Your Honor. So when it comes to Mr. Carbajal, there are several services that he was ordered to work that he did complete. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
He's maintained contact with you.
Yes.
Does he have transportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have safe and stable housing?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he employed?
Yes, ma'am.
And has he provided you with copies of his pay stubs or other proof of employment?
Yes, ma'am, he has.
And has he, when is the last drug screen that he attended for you?
The last drug screen he attended for me was a urinalysis on February 27th.
Okay. And has he completed his Padre program?
No, he has not completed the Padre program.
Okay. But he was working Padre, is that fair to say?
He was working Padre. He had one class left on Padre. On March 26th, he told me he was not going to complete the Padre program or work any other services for St. Francis.
Okay. Has he attended his visitations?
Yes, ma'am, he has.
Has he missed any of them?
The weeks that he was not able to make it, he asked for a Zoom visit, and the worker would do those for him. So yes, he's been attending.
Okay. And he's completed his parenting class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did he complete his psychosocial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And has he completed his counseling sessions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did he complete rational behavior therapy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So and if this is wrong, you can correct me, but the main issue that Mr. Carbajal struggles with is it sounds like being able to provide negative drug screens. Is that fair to say?
The concern is with him not providing negative drug screens, and the concern is that with the history of domestic violence and physical abuse, that he was not able to do the BIT program due to self-reporting that there were no issues.
Okay. Has Mr. Carbajal indicated to you a willingness to sign an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
He has not stated that to me, no.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
Ms. Martinez, in your court report, it indicated that the father was possibly having contact outside of his visitation. Did y'all clear that up?
Yes, ma'am. We received a video that Mr. Carbajal had posted on Christmas Eve of him with Ziari at another relative's house. We have done, since finding out about the video, we've conducted unannounced visits to placement's house. And we did speak to placement. There were concerns that when great grandma was taking the child to Dumas, she was leaving the child with another relative that was allowing Mr. Carbajal access to Ziari.
Okay, and has that since been stopped and communicated that that's not appropriate?
Yes, to my knowledge, yes, it has stopped.
Okay. And do you believe that the grandmother can provide for all of the child's needs now and in the future?
Yes, ma'am.
And have they indicated they're making a long-term commitment to take care of this child?
Yes, ma'am.
And in regards to the grandmother, I know the child is young. Do you believe she'd be capable of taking care of the child until they reach the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Right. Tamara, are you satisfied? The child's placed with paternal grandmother, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I heard something about a great grandmother. I guess that was something else. But are you satisfied that grandma is going to keep this child safe from the parents?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if grandma was allowing any kind of unapproved access by Mr. Carbajal, you think she's learned her lesson about that?
Yes, sir. And just to clarify, from what I learned in regards, so grandma is placement. Great grandmother helps grandma with Ziari. So it's my understanding that great grandma was taking Ziari to Dumas to visit other family and kind of give grandma a break.
Okay.
And so it was another family member, to my understanding, that was allowing him access.
So great grandma is the one that was allowing that unauthorized access, not grandma.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Now, I read in your report that Mr. Carbajal was arrested on March 17th for bail jumping / failure to appear. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Do you know what, and if you don't know, that's fine. Do you know, I mean, if he failed to appear and he was bail jumping, then he was supposed to appear for some other criminal charge. Do you know what that charge was?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Martinez?
I do have a follow-up question, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Martinez, you were asked by the father's attorney, Ms. Kincaid, if the father could provide a safe and stable home, and you answered yes. When you were answering, were you answering in response to the physical conditions of the home?
Yes, ma'am. I was thinking of the physical conditions of his home.
Would you agree that the people in the home as well have an effect on whether or not that home is considered safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And so in regards to the safety of Mr. Carvajal's home, if Mr. Carvajal is in the home, then that home would not be safe. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And in regards to the services not completed by Mr. Carvajal, you've given tons of testimony about the substance abuse and the domestic violence and physical abuse being the main reasons for removal. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree that those are the paramount issues in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it cause you concern that those services that targeted those issues are the ones that Mr. Carvajal has failed to complete?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree he has not mitigated the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you also agree that Tanika has not mitigated the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
Anyone else for Ms. Martinez? All right, then. Ms. Gutierrez, did you have any other witnesses?
I do not have any other witnesses, Your Honor. I'd like to give a very brief closing. We are asking for the termination.
Let's see if we've got any other witnesses before we all close. Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No, Judge. I would just like for the record to state that the Laredo facility for ICE detention, we have made efforts to get Tamika Felder on this hearing, but have been unsuccessful. We tried to do even through video visit, and they don't allow any video visits there greater than 30 minutes. But we've made every effort. In light of that, however, I think that Ms. Felder's case speaks for itself as far as her not being present. I did prepare for today's hearing. I've reviewed all the documents and have nothing else to offer.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Kincaid, any witnesses?
May I briefly call Mr. Carbajal?
Certainly. Mr. Carbajal, if you'd unmute.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kincaid.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Carbajal, do you have a willingness to sign an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
I do.
Where are you currently located?
I live in Dumas, Texas.
Okay, are you traveling for work?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so are you out of state right now?
No, I barely got back on Friday evening.
Okay. Would you like an opportunity, if the court would allow it, for you to sign an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Mm-hmm.
And
excuse me. It's not an answer. The court reporter can't take that down. It's yes or no.
Okay.
Ask
so
yes,
ask him the
yes.
question. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have questions for Mr. Carbajal?
Very briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Carvajal, how soon could you get to Ms. Kincaid's office? Is there a day? Could you get there today? Could you get there tomorrow?
I wouldn't know it. I would have to ask my employer first.
Okay, pass the witness.
Anyone else?
No, Your Honor.
Oops, Stacy Grant's in my waiting room.
And Savannah, I think, raised her hand again, Your Honor.
Let's get Ms. Grant back in. Ms. Grant, are you back with us? Can you hear me?
Yes, my apologies, Judge. I had a little trouble, but I'm back.
Okay. All right. Ms. Kincaid, you had another question?
Yes, briefly. Could you get to a CPS office or some location within 7 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass witness.
All right. Anyone else? Mr. Carbajal, how long have you known about today's hearing? How long have you known it was going to be a final hearing held today?
I really didn't know. I assumed once I said I wasn't gonna complete any more services, that this was gonna be the final hearing.
Well, you knew about today's hearing because you're here. When did you find out
Correct.
about today's hearing?
I can check the email when I got the email, but I'm not for sure the actual date.
Well, I mean, are we talking a week ago?
I mean, it's been probably about 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay, so you've had 2 weeks. If you wanted to relinquish your rights, you've had 2 weeks to get that accomplished, haven't you?
I mean, I guess so, but I don't really know how to go about that. Or
Well,
I've been
you know how to contact your lawyer?
correct.
Okay, well, all right. You've answered my question. No, today was the final hearing, and they call it a final hearing for a reason. So that ship has sailed about relinquishing your rights.
Well, I don't really know how this works, so
Okay, well, okay. All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, I didn't ask you if you have any witnesses.
I do not, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then, everyone rest and close. Let's see. We'll start, Ms. Gutierrez. There's something you wanted to argue?
Well, yes, Your Honor, it's more of a request of the court. We are asking for termination grounds against the mother for her parental rights to be terminated based on D, E, N, and O. In regards to the father, we are asking for termination grounds of D, E, O, and P. In regards to P, Your Honor, that is the termination grounds for using a controlled substance in a manner that endangered the health or safety of the kids. There is an exhibit in evidence of Zieri testing positive. There's also petitioner's exhibit number 13 that ordered the father to complete an intensive outpatient substance abuse program. And so
Okay.
we're asking for the court to consider that termination ground as well. Other than that, we rest and close, Your Honor, other than asking for those findings of reasonable efforts as testified to by Tamara Martinez.
Okay. I'll just deal with that now. I do find reasonable efforts as she's testified to repeatedly, but as to the P ground, I'm not comfortable with that because I don't know if mom or dad or both used a controlled substance that endangered the child. I didn't hear any testimony about that, and I'm not sure that could have been done except by an expert opinion. So I understand your argument, but I don't think I'm going to get there on that one. So
Thank you, Your Honor.
uh-huh. All right. Someone else wanted to make a statement. Ms. Kincaid, was it you?
Yes, just briefly, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Go ahead.
Mr. Carbajal has stayed in contact with my office, and we did discuss the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment. So, my request is to allow us a brief opportunity to get that turned over.
Well, I can't unhear what I've heard today. So all we would be doing is letting me add another ground to his termination. The court's not going to ignore everything I've heard and let him at this late date relinquish, and then I find him solely on that ground. So I appreciate your argument, but we're past that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Wiggins, we're to you. Do you have your recommendation?
Thank you, Judge. I do. I do believe it's in the child's best interest for both parental rights to be terminated for the mother and the father. And I agree with the grounds as stated by Ms. Gutierrez.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, based on what I've heard today, as well as the exhibits that have been admitted, I find that it's in the best interest of the parental rights of the mother, Tanika Felder, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section 161.001, subsections D, E, N as in Nancy, and O. I further find that it's in the best interest of the child's parental rights of the father, Isaiah Carbajal, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section D, E, and O. I'll name the department permanent managing conservator. I'll continue Ziari's current placement. Randall County Domestic Relations Office will be continued in this case. All other court-appointed relationships will be dismissed after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. Ms. Grant, Ms. Kincaid, you discussed with your clients their appellate and de novo rights. So, well, if you can, I know Ms. Grant, you may not be able to. So, All right. Our next review hearing will be on July 7th, 2025. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So for any of you that are still involved in the case at that time, you can go on the court's online docket a day or two before July 7th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Okay, my understanding is this is our last case for today, I guess. The
Yes, Your Honor.
motion hearing's gone away, I take it. So, okay.
Yes, Judge, we're going to reset that to the 28th when
Okay.
we're going to be with you anyways.
All right then. Okay, well, that's our last case, so we will stand in recess. Y'all have a good evening and have a good week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you Wednesday.
See you
Amy,
Wednesday.
I wanted to let you know that our docket on Wednesday, I did put it in the email, but it starts at 11 a.m. Okay.